Good morning to you too.
Yeah, so today, of course, taking up another topic on this pre-Diwali weekend. So next week, I think we might be on a holiday, all of us. I'm not sure if I will be, but I hope you enjoy your Diwali. So
Wish you the same.
Yeah,
yeah, so let's
wishing
talk about.
you all happiness.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. So I think the one of the most important things that we all need throughout our lives is our senses. I think vision, of course, a lot of common sense as well, but then that is the upper deck, which we obviously talk a lot about. But I think vision, hearing, the smell, touch, and taste, I think these are five things which are I think very important for anybody in life. And as you grow older, unfortunately, to an extent, a lot of it obviously gets a bit disrupted. So what I am trying to highlight today is just what happens usually, and to an extent how what we can do to preserve it. To be very frank, it cannot be preserved completely because obviously aging changes take place, but then we need to obviously see how we can do that. So as far as the eyes are concerned, sight is concerned, you know that as you grow older, the pupil in the eye which will reduce, then you'll have to need extra light to read. Then even long sightedness occurs. Then it will be difficult for you to focus on close up. But what is important is we have to have regular eye checkups. So if you have regular eye checkups and not push yourself to a stage where only later you will, when you have an issue with your eyesight, then only you will obviously get it checked. No, don't do that. Even if you have a bit of issue, try to show it, because if your number is improved, then that obviously improves your quality of life. Then there are, of course, three very important things. One is, of course, cataracts, which is usually clouding of the lenses. Then, of course, glaucoma, which is basically increased pressure in the eyeball, and that can cause gradual loss of sight. And macular degeneration. Now, macular degeneration is basically there is a part retina. Retina is the one which helps in converting the light into the signals which are then read by the brain. So this macular degeneration is also happening in certain old adults. It happens and it's quite irreversible, so that also can be sort of an issue. So cataracts, of course, as you get older, it is one of the most common causes. Other causes causing cataract can be, of course, diabetes and trauma, which can be obviously to an extent, trauma can be avoidable. Then lifestyle preventable factors, of course, include stopping of tobacco smoking. Then lifelong exposure to sunlight can obviously lead to cataract. And then having a poor diet lacking antioxidants and vitamins. So we need to try to avoid excessive exposure to sunlight. Poor diet, of course, is another cause, and smoking we need to avoid. Now, glaucoma, it says, is of course no significant evidences that eye exercises improve vision, but they say that the more earlier you actually do eye exercises, the better it is, but not very significant evidence. Then macular degeneration, what can be protective is a healthy diet, including dark leafy vegetables, then uses of sunglasses, then vitamins A, C, and E also help in reducing. Foods which are high, of course, in vitamin A, C, and E include oranges, then leafy green vegetables, tomatoes, carrots, then peas, mangoes, and sweet corn are also good source of lutein. Now, lutein is another thing which helps in preventing age-related macular degeneration. Then more research is needed, of course, but the type of diet recommended is also important because it will have health benefits. Now that is about the eye. Then another thing is, I would say that if try to keep changing, try to keep seeing what your power is, try to check it, because sometimes just correcting and changing your spectacles itself should help in improving your quality of life. Then, of course, hearing. Now, I think second, which is very important, is hearing. Now, the structures inside the ear, of course, they start to deteriorate. We start to lose the ability to hear higher frequencies. Then what happens is overexposure to loud noise throughout before can cause damage. So sometimes there can be this ringing sensation which is there in the ears for a lot of older people. Then hearing loss can also make you feel isolated. So That's why it is very important that we need to either delay it or make sure that we correct it. Now, one, of course, is to reduce our exposure to loud noise. Two is stopping smoking helps. Another thing is, which we do sometimes and which you should not do a lot of times, is please do not use any safety pins or any cotton buds also excessively to clean your ears, because they can damage your eardrum. And what is very, very important is, please, if you have an issue with hearing, get it checked, get an audiometry done. And once the audiometry is done, if you have giving a hearing aid, please get trained on it properly. Do not shun it away immediately that no, there is some noise coming, I will not be able to adjust. Because remember, when we are providing a hearing aid, we are actually trying to improve your quality of life. One has to remember that, rather than worsening it. So we need to sort of improve your quality of life. So that's how we will be able to improve it. So you have to make sure that you are believing in the hearing aid as well. Sometimes a lot of older adults just take the aid, but they do not sort of believe that it is actually going to help them. Then coming on to taste, as we age, yes, the number of taste buds in the mouth go. So they, because the tongue lose a bit of mass, and sometimes more concentrated flavors are needed as you get older. Another thing is poor appetite can lead to poor nutrition. Then having lack of teeth again can also lead to you not having taste, because you're not able to chew anything. Sometimes the taste comes in a lot of things after chewing. Again, ensure a very good dental hygiene. That helps in basically preserving your taste. Then eat food which is containing zinc. Then also it can help you to preserve your salt flavors. Now, another thing which is very important is flavor. If you have a problem with your smell as well, which I'll come to, if there is a reduction in the ability of smell, then sometimes the taste buds are also not sort of stimulated. Because if you remember, always flavor is sensed in the nose, and then once you get sense that, then is when the mouth starts watering and your taste buds are actually even stimulated. So you have to improve your sense of smell to actually improve your sense of taste as well. So basically, you have to follow a healthy lifestyle, having an healthy environment, and be alert if there are any changes in your senses, so that you can actually seek adequate medical advice. Then, as far as smell is concerned, now smell, of course, a lot of things can affect it. One is, of course, the in the nose. What is happening is, a lot of times people have common cold again and again. Then respiratory infection, sinusitis, and with smoking, nasal polyps. Then neurodegenerative diseases like Parkinson's, Alzheimer's. These are also which can lead to a decrease in the sense of smell. Then very commonly the deviated nasal septum, which a lot of people have, that also causes a difficulty in actually the ability of smell. Now, as far as with age is concerned, sense of smell beyond the age of 70 gets really reduced, because there is a reduced ability to keep up with the loss of and the replacement of the cells which are there in the nose. And if you already have had recurrent infections, if you have had recurrent colds, then deviated nasal symptom, that can be problem. Smell, I think, is very, very important, because as I told you, once the smell goes, the ability to taste food and drink also gets to a great extent affected. Now, why is smell very important? The reason being, it can alert us for very, very small things which can be major issues. For example, if there is a fire, then if there is rotten food, because we are able to know, then it provides the ability to for us to know whether it's a pungent gas. Then it also helps us in making us aware of our personal hygiene. So the loss of sense of smell affects enjoyment, interest in taste, and then as the interest in food goes, then it will can lead to more decrease in appetite and dietary deficiencies. Now it will affect the quality of life also. Now, as far as diagnosis is concerned, I mean, as far as if you have a loss of sense of smell and you have do not have a proper diagnosis for it, or you are not feeling it's improving at all even after taking things to relieve your cold, then please see an ENT person. At least the local examination will be done. You never know, it might be something blocking your nasal pathway that is actually causing the loss of smell. Now, if you are having recurrent rhinitis, then you should know. you should also show. Then can you actually improve? Now, improving the sense of smell might not be always easy if it has gone too far away, but then it says that if you train yourself, for example, there were around in 2017, there were some studies which said that smell treatment methods. So this involves training 4 to 6 different odors, such as cloves, roses, lemons, eucalyptus each day for several weeks. So now it depends that you're actually giving that no your sense of smell that training over a period of time so that you are able to sort of know these different odors. So that's about a very important thing. That is, of course, a sense of smell. Now, as far as the sense of touch is concerned, yes, unfortunately, with aging, the loss of touch detecting receptors will go, and it will affect the sense of touch, especially, for example, in diabetes, and even to a great extent, vitamin B12 deficiency, thyroid problems. You will not be able to see the intensity of hot and cold. So that is something which is very, very important, that we are able to sort of, we lose that, then we are sometimes, a lot of times, older adults can have burns which they don't even know. So to keep your sense of touch sharp, try to keep stimulating them. For example, try to keep touching things which are actually fabrics like silk. And of course, one of the most important thing which is there is physical touch with people you love, because ultimately, unfortunately, in the pandemic, that is something which has been affected the most. So try to keep training yourself as far as the sense of touch is concerned, because as you get older, the number of touch receptors, your skin being more wrinkled, being more dry, it can also be affected. Then, as far as medicines are concerned, unfortunately, a lot of medicines can also cause a loss of taste. So it depends upon which medicines you are having. Some can cause dry mouth, some can actually have altered taste. So please check with your doctor that you are actually having these different changes in the taste. So you want to get it checked immediately so that your doctor can help. Now, one of the most important things that helps in protecting all the five senses is your lifestyle. So please keep your weight in control, your blood pressure in control. Then also try to have flavored foods, like for example garlic, cheese, which can actually stimulate yourself. Please make sure that you're getting enough sleep, because then only your eyes will be properly lubricated. Do not have loud damaging noise, because that can obviously to a great extent affect your overall sense of hearing. So ultimately, I think as far as the senses, the five senses are concerned, it is very important that we should know that we will have limitations, but at the same time, if we are having reversible conditions, we need to try to reverse them. If not, try need to take help. You can take help, of course, by sort of having hearing aids, by making sure that your cataracts are treated, by making sure that your number is checked regularly. So ear examination, hearing, ENT examination, eye examination, and as well as a dental examination. These are all very important things. Then your medications, you should always know, because medications can, to a great extent, can also cause loss of taste. Then another thing is, just don't brand everything to aging, that no, at this age I'm not going to have much taste anyways. No, try to keep stimulating yourself, and obviously try to get better taste. So this is where all the five senses matter. And with Diwali around the corner, a lot of sweet senses should be also stimulated with a lot of pakwan. So on that note, I would want to end my talk. If there are any questions, I'm more than welcome to take. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Doctor. Everybody, in case any of you guys want to ask questions to the doctor, please unmute only the person who's asking. Ask your question and mute yourself so that everybody can hear. And if anybody has any questions, please feel free to ask.
Doctor, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Doctor, when you spoke about macular degeneration, you used the word leukim, but I didn't quite get that word.
No, it's
I
not.
don't know
It's
if
not lutein. It's lutein.
lutein.
Yeah. Lutein.
L-U.
Yeah,
What is that?
LUTEN. It's a
What is
basically
that, doctor?
it's a basically a carotenoid. it is related to beta carotene and vitamin A. So vitamin A and
Okay.
beta carotene, which is very good for the eyes, and it actually helps in sort of prevention of what do you call age-related macular degeneration. And in general, beta carotene is actually very good for the eyes.
Okay. Thank you, doctor.
It's known as carotenoid. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Doctor, can I ask you something? Can you hear
Yes.
me?
Yeah, I can hear.
You know what? Sometimes you get up with a dry throat. What is that due to?
I mean, it could be due to a lot of factors. If you actually get up with a dry throat, and if it is continuously that, it could obviously mean that the amount of water intake also might be less. Or a lot of times, if it is just not happening continuously, all you need to do is just maybe drink adequate amount of water, or maybe even sometimes you might actually need to gargle, or maybe even have a bit of hot water sustained. It should be fine. It doesn't, if you have it, sometimes it doesn't really pertain to some things. Of course, if you have it continuously and you feel that there are certain medications which might be causing it, of course we'll have to look up it in detail. But if it is not very common and it happens, it's a rare occurrence, or it's an occasional occurrence, it's not something to be worried about.
You know, only in the morning when you get up, for some time it's there, and after that the whole day is perfect.
Then it's not really much
Yeah.
of an issue.
Okay. Thank you.
Are there any other questions regarding the senses?
Yeah. Hello. Hello, doctor.
Yes, ma'am.
Is tinnitus reversible?
Ma'am, again, it depends on the cause. There are
It
actually
has
a lot
just
of
started troubling me, of late.
Yeah, so it basically depends on the cause. So I would say that best it would be to get it sort of evaluated. It is because sometimes it could be actually because of just loud noise for over the years, or it could pertain to certain drugs, or it could also pertain to certain changes which have happened recently. So it is always better to get it evaluated. Lot of causes, so I cannot say that this might be the cause, but one of the most common causes is loud noise for a lot of time. I mean, over the years, it's not that just for 1 month or something. And then as you get older, sometimes that extra sound sort of, and it can be quite irritating. So that's why
It irritates like anything. It's very mild at the moment, but
I would just say try to get it evaluated, because the major tinnitus is very irritating. It's like it will be there sort of every time and you will not be able to bear it.
I'll do that. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Doctor, can I ask you something? Hello?
Yeah.
Doctor, you see now I have got a deviated nasal.
Hello.
Hello.
I think she muted herself by mistake. Where is she from? Yeah, I think she muted herself.
Okay, 1 second. Can you hear me, doctor?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, what to do in case of a nasal deviation? I get the nasal drip, on the back of my throat. So continuously, I have this sore throat sort of thing. And moreover, I have a little dryness of the mouth also, and the dryness of the ears. So then what to do for this nasal deviation? How can we improve upon it?
Nasal deviation, of course, the best person to tell you about it will be an ENT surgeon. Usually the correction is always surgical. But if it is not a major deviation, a lot of people actually live with it. As you get, of course, if at all the deviation increases and it is starting to affect your breathing, or it causes too much of swallowing, or it causes too much of breathlessness or blockage, then is when usually, and you can say an emergency or for a surgery will surely be taken up. But yeah, I mean, it needs to be evaluated, because usually an examination is done through the speculum, and then even X-rays are taken and then seen. So of course, but the ENT person would be the best person to guide you on.
But doctor, does it increase, this deviation increases over a period of time? Because I've lived with it, and with yoga and all, I've managed it, So I am.
Basically, if you're comfortable, then it doesn't really need to be evaluated. If you're not, then of course you should.
Okay. Thank you, doctor.
We have time for maximum a couple of questions. Any other questions?
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Doctor, I just wanted to ask you, I'm almost 75 plus, and I get a buzzing sound in my ear, me as well as my husband. And none of the children, we have a joint family, none of the children feel that. You know, when we go in the garden or when we go in the forest in the evening, we hear that particular sound. Zzz karke, you know. So I was just wondering, is it something to do, something wrong with the ears?
Ma'am, as I'd actually already mentioned about this, it is known as tinnitus. It is basically what happens is as you grow older, if you have had exposure to a lot of loud noise, then as you get older, maybe there will be this amount of noise coming on its own. Of course, it can be quite irritating. So if it is only, as I was just addressing Mrs. Shroff just now, if it is bothering you too much, then it needs to get evaluated, because the reason being there are a lot of causes. Purely aging can also cause it, but there can be other causes also. So I would say that it is better to get it evaluated, rather than thinking that it is just something which I am hearing and my husband is hearing and others are not, because it's not necessarily that something it's in your mind. It can happen, and it's better to get it evaluated.
And will audiogram help?
Audiogram will only tell you what kind of hearing loss you have, and then of course there are other causes. If you're having hearing loss as of now, then of course the audiogram would be the best way to go first. But then of course I would want to say that it's best to get a evaluation done, because sometimes it's just ear wax which blocks your ear, and then that will not even help an audiogram, because you cannot do an audiogram. It's not the right audiogram if you have a ear wax. So that itself can cause a lot of issues.
No, but if there's a earwax, then you can't hear. The hearing is not very clear, but I can hear very soft
So
voice
that's what I'm
also.
saying. So you might actually have to do a local examination and see, and that is the best way of going ahead with.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, doctor.
Any other questions? Doctor, maybe this is a good time to actually re-emphasize the fact that I think a lot of older adults think that they have to live with their issues. We want to have I know you've said this time and again. We want to have a conversation on why a lot of things that they don't have to live with, a lot of the negative, they can actually get them cured. They show it to a doctor. You want to have a quick conversation on that?
No, I just would want to mention is, remember that as you obviously age, there will be certain factors which would get affected. So eyes, ears, then dental, then to an extent the walking mobility, all these things get affected. But that's the thing about life, that you actually adapt to it. So your body has adapted over the time, but do not shy away from taking external help if your body needs that. So for example, if you need eyeglasses, you need to correct your vision, please do it. That will help your quality of life. If you need a hearing aid, please do it. Please have it, because ultimately that will help improve your hearing. Imagine not I mean, ultimately you used to love hearing songs and now you cannot. So if you can hear it still, then I think teeth are very important. The reason being, we keep thinking about taste, we keep thinking about a lot of other things, but we forget that teeth help you in actually breaking down a lot of things, and then is when the taste comes. So if you do not shy away from having those dentures as well, remember, I mean, when you're born, you didn't have teeth. So, and then you grow teeth. When you're older, they are not going to grow back, but that doesn't mean you cannot take external teeth to help yourself. Then mobility, I think, is very important. If a stick is just going to make you confidently walk, make sure that your quality of life is not affected, then that is actually helping you. Remember, it's an extension of, if you wear hearing, if you wear what do you call hearing I mean earphones, that doesn't mean that you cannot hear from the computer. It is helping you in hearing into a more personalized way. So think that way. The stick is only going to help you get more independent. If you're not going to be with the stick, then you're going to be more dependent. So don't shy away from saying that these are my deficiencies. At the same time, discover those deficiencies and we will try to correct it to the maximum way. things might not be entirely be cured, but that doesn't mean that they cannot be controlled. So ultimately, we need to focus on controlling the controllables and try to forget about things which we cannot change, because ultimately there are certain things we cannot. So we live with it, but that doesn't mean we live with everything and just brand it on age. No, I'm old. I should just forget about it. No, try to approach the doctor, try to get yourself evaluated, and we are obviously there to help.
Thank you, doctor. We can take one last question, and after that we'll wrap up. Okay, I don't think there are any more questions. Thank you very much, doctor. I think we're going to take a break next week for Diwali. I wish all of you a very happy Diwali.
Happy Diwali too.
We'll be back again after Diwali. So next week is not happening. The week after that, again, if the doctor is free, we will have this session. All these talks are there on our website. Please go to the Tari Social website and you can re-look at any of these talks. It also has the contact number of Dr. Prem Narasimhan at hospital. Either call up Justgrowth Hospital or the email ID that we have given on our website in case you want to consult with him. Having said that, happy Diwali all of you, and safe Diwali to all of you.
Happy
Thank you.
Diwali.
Same